So, after yesterday, where we discovered Octo Clip, well, worked a bit more on Octo Clip. Basically, immediately on me ending stream, all of the work I did became null and void because a completely different setup for doing it came about. So I didn't bother trying to make any kind of RTA setups for it because there are other people that are better than that at it than me. So instead, I got to work on working on the entire overall route for the new world record route for Minish Cap Any %. And we've got it here. I've finished recording the whole thing. I'm going to do gonna play it all through. So I've actually not recorded it onto like a movie file or like as a video recording. It's still stored as like a playback, an input playback to the emulator. So we're actually going to just play it live, and I'm going to hook up the auto splitter to it so that we can see the splits live. So I'm just going to do this just to double check if the thing's going to work. The auto splitter. Excellent, that's what we so if I get the file, and also I need to get my fucking mouse cursor off here so you don't see it. There we go. What? No, that's not what. Hello? Why are you copying, doing that? No, thank you. Hey, here it is. This should be a recording of it. Yeah, okay, that looks about the right length. So, yeah, let's press play and see how this goes. There we go, got the inputs going. And, okay, it's off and away. So this is the recording of the Human Theory TAS. So what is a Human Theory TAS? It's kind of... So it's a Tool Assisted Speedrun in the sense that I've used the TAS tools that are available in BizHawk to be able to do a recording of this. So I can go backwards and forwards to redo segments over and over again and stitch it all together into the most optimal run. But it is not the most optimal run. It's... Oh my god, my webcam is so fucking jittery today. Can you just fucking work? Hello? So, yeah, it's not the most optimal. It's not a full TAS, because I haven't spent years optimizing every single frame saved. I've literally gone, okay, what is, like, a fast way of doing it for a human that is able to be performed by a human? And just gone with that mindset through the entire run. So I've already had a sort of Human Theory TAS thing that was laying around in the past. So I haven't had to do all of the work from scratch over the last day. It was just re-record all of the brand new stuff. So the beginning might be a bit jank. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be very good at the beginning here, but it's not too much stuff to worry about. But yeah, the things that the TAS would do differently for example, there are specific spots that we would like stop and then do like saving quits to do RNG manipulations to get specific items like kinstones and stuff. The TAS wouldn't do that. The TAS would manipulate the RNG knowing in advance that like in order to get items, but it wouldn't do a save and quit to get the RNG to a known value to be able to get the item that we want. So that's where the TAS is different. It's like this route here is doing things that are only capable by a human to be able to do. A human wouldn't be able to, 15 minutes into the run without having done any save and quits, just know, okay, the RNG's at this value, when we slash this bit of grass, it's going to give us a kinstone. That's not human viable. However, I'm going to be doing a couple of extremely difficult tricks in this, which aren't exactly, like, TAS only or not human viable. These are things that you wouldn't see someone doing in a run, but it's possible for someone to try in a run and get it, because they're things like, it's just a one frame perfect input would get you this thing, but you wouldn't go for it because if you miss it, then you lose more time than it's worth, so it makes it not worth doing. This is basically saying it doesn't matter how worth something is, it's gonna go for it. I think the only difference with this is right at the very beginning of this, I don't actually do first cycle lily pad skip, so that's like one of the only things that you don't normally see in an any % run that you should see in the TAS, and this won't do, if I remember correctly. Also, this intro is just appalling. I apologize in advance. All of the rolls are terrible. None of the mashing is good. It's pretty bad. But I didn't want to have to re-record this, so I just took something that I already had. Because the point of this is not to hyper-analyze the intro. It's gonna be the stuff that we're doing later on in the run. Oh my god, please. If my house just fucking burns down whilst I'm doing this. Please. Okay. I did not want to get up and try and figure out what's going on with my fire alarm. I've got a theory that my fire alarm is actually hooked up to my downstairs neighbour's fire alarm as well, and whenever they burn shit and set off the fire alarm, it also sets off my fire alarm as well. Alright, we're gonna come up to the intro split. This is gonna be losing time because it sucks. Yeah, oh my god. If it's gonna fucking gold every single split, I'm gonna actually disable that sound. Okay. 5:42 is not a good intro. You can... Human Theory TAS should save 3 seconds there. It should be a 5:39. I think a full TAS gets like a... Oh my god, this movement's fucking atrocious. Dear god, just ignore everything that happened there. That was so bad. Don't worry, it gets so much better later. I didn't realise this was quite this bad. I was like, oh, this gets a sub 10 enter deep, but it must be good, right? No, it's actually awful. Yeah, okay, so explain my splits a little bit. So, I've got a column which is bests, This is the community bests. They're the best times out of everyone in the top 12. It's all of their PBs. I've compared against everyone's PBs there, and it's the sum of the best out of each person. So, for example, Aradna had the best intro time with a 5:41. Out of everyone's PBs on the leaderboards, and not necessarily on the leaderboards. There's a couple of runs that aren't on the leaderboards, but I have included. Again, here's Eslo 738. That's not a good Eslo. Human Theory TAS should really be 735. 734, maybe? Yeah, this is not lily pad first, so you have to, like, I lost all of the frames on the first roll. You have to, you can lose, like, 2, I think, out of, like, 9 rolls that you need to do, nearly, like, you need to try and get them all frame perfectly. You can drop 1 frame perfect input out of those 9, and it will still work. That movement was just so horrendously bad. I'm almost certain that as soon as, like, it hits Enter Deepwood, that it gets better, because I'm pretty sure that I just, like, took the Enter Deepwood and was like, okay, I'll go from here and do it again, and do a Human Theory TAS for this. So I do know what the final time is in total. I have taken the frame counts from the recording and already put them into my spreadsheet so that I know exactly how long each split was and what the splits will be in the end. I'm just gonna, like, I'm playing this to kind of, like, verify that all of my calculations are actually correct. Should that really count as a sub 10? Because that was atrociously bad. I mean, okay, so the Minish Woods movement, the Minish Village movement was a bit better. Yeah, and we're already taking damage. I'm fairly sure that this this split that I'm going to do here is going to be better than the community best. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, this is better. This is about half a second faster. It doesn't do anything like extraordinary. It's just, like, it doesn't make any mistakes. I think we had the puff stalls out of the way there. That was nice. Yeah, some of this movement is very suspect. It's like, that's not exactly faster to do a double roll through the dust there, but I think it's fine. Also here, this is not the best RNG you can get. Getting the pesto to come towards you is bad. It's slow. Don't want that to happen, so not exactly the best. Yeah, that roll right was bad, so I had to do, like, a walk back. Just just a little bit sloppy in all of these rolls, to be honest. This is not perfect movement. That was a really good barrel, though. That was incredibly tight. Shouldn't really go for it at like that tight, but yeah, it was like a pixel off falling into the water. I remember the slugs here just gave it the worst positions possible. It was horrific. Like they all just spread out perfectly, with being in the corners as well, so that you can really get past. That first roll was so fucking tight to get. This fight was really nice. Like the Mulldozers gave nice RNG there. It wasn't minute or anything to give good RNG. It was just like lucky that it came out to something nice like that. Taking a lot of damage here. You really shouldn't be taking this much damage here, but it's fine. You can take this amount of health to the end of the dungeon without having to go get extra hearts. The enemies kind of looked like they wanted to be bad there, but it wasn't too bad at all. Nice Madapillar, making sure it was coming towards us so that we could slash it as soon as we got in the room. And then, yeah, he like came with his head towards the middle, so that was nice to deal with as well. Yeah, so we saved a lot of time there on that Gus Jar split. 13:36. Is that in line with Darky's run? Yeah, that's a second faster. Wait. Yeah, it's a second faster than Darky. Darky's got the best intro, so or like early game, so I'm going to be comparing against that a lot. Really lucky with this lily pad movement with a lot of the pestos. I have to deal with that pesto actually, so that wasn't exactly very lucky. Like, he was just going to come and hit me straight away, so couldn't really do anything about that. This guy wants to come towards us, but we actually dodge him. It's nice. We did a slide push on the pot. So yeah, you can actually start pushing against the first pot as you slide against it, and then you just like hit the middle pot and then actually activate and push that across. But you start charging up the push value storage on the first pot as you slide against it. You can save like frames. Yeah, and then here we're just moving over to like just the perfect spots on doing the like mushroom jumps here. But yeah, there was like a nearly flawless lily pad section, so this is like another gold. This actually beats Com Gold by like 2 seconds, which is a bit crazy to me. It doesn't feel that incredible. Wait, no, it was my gold that it was beating. Oh yeah, I'm not comparing against... Yeah, okay. I don't actually know what the comparisons versus Com golds are. I was comparing against what my actual golds are. $15.41 is actually a pretty incredible enter green shoe. Because you normally just lose so much more time in Deepwood, because literally every single room has enemies that move randomly. So there is zero chance that you're going to be able to go through the entirety of Deepwood without one of the rooms just having an enemy that will get in your way as much as possible. Sure, it's happened in this run too, so this is certainly not optimal. And in fact, when we see the TAS do this, the TAS gets like saves a minute over this run in just in T-Quid alone. It's insane. Yeah, this time is pretty scary for anyone who does this run at RTA. 17:13, pretty insane. Not the fastest ever, like RTA. We've seen a 17:11 before. Why did I go so high on that heart? That doesn't make any sense. Also, that fight wasn't optimal. You have to deal with the RNG that you're given. I'm pretty sure from like this point on, it's all... I don't hit my gold here on Interchronal. I actually miss it by like 400ths. So it's like smack bang on my gold. What's that, like 3 frames off? No fancy jackpot pattern from the blocks that we blew up there. Don't get good RNG by the Octos. Normally you want the top Octo to not move at all, but instead it moved up, which is the complete wrong thing that you want it to do, because you want it to damage boost you down, but if it moves up, it moves out of the way. So you don't lose, you don't get the little bit of extra time save that you want there. We don't care about damage here, because we're about to get fairies when we get to the next area, so it's fine. Yeah, hurdy-gurdy's here, we just save and quit. Learning the spin attack, and then head our way up north through town. Yeah, here we're gonna do guard skip, gonna drown ourselves, pause, buffer, whip the shield, and then come out over to Trilby, roll lift. Yeah, we're gonna get hit every single roll lift in this run. It's not gonna be any missed roll lifts. Perfect position there on the scrub, and we made sure that we were like right on the edge of its activation when we were trying to talk to it, so that we're closest to the door possible. And yeah, 2044, really good Interchronal. Grab all of the money that we need from this cave and the fairy to heal us back to full health, and then come through here. Another roll lift. Yo, iBot, how's it going? Sub 130 is humanly possible, yep. Okay, yeah. So the bests that I'm comparing against at the moment are the sum of the community bests out the top 12 runners out of all of their PBs. If you take their the best time per split across the top 12, add them all up, it's 129.59. This happened like this week. However, we've got a new route. So I'm comparing against those, and I've constructed this human theory task, which should be the best that's humanly possible. So it ideally should be better than this 130. I know what the final time's going to be, and I'm going to leave that as a surprise. The task is like 126. It's gonna be a lot faster than that. It's gonna be a lot faster than a 126. Because I think that the time that this is gonna get is gonna be very surprising to most people. And I do want to point out that this, when we get to enter Cave of Flames, is going to be 4 seconds slower than Darky's time. And it's going to be 2 minutes slower than Tompa's TAS. So that's just the difference between where the actual TAS is and this human theory TAS. But then at the end, you'll also see where this human theory TAS is relative to what humans are actually hitting at the moment, and ideally what this new route should be able to give us a time. I recorded the task past the end of the run. Yeah, what, oh yeah, you can see what the final timestamp is there. I'm pretty sure that's not right at the end of the run, and it goes on for way longer, just so that you can't calculate what the time's gonna be. But I think if you plug those numbers in, that should come out to over 130. It should be like a 134, I think, something about that. Yeah, that grip ring split wasn't great. I didn't really highlight the stuff that went wrong there. Wait, is that really? I think it shouldn't be around that. Yeah, so we're doing a lot of block pushing here. There's nothing too fancy going on with this block pushing. We're just like trying to start pushing the boulder as soon as possible each time, like we slide around the boulder. And trying not to do diagonal movement to slide around it, but doing cardinal movement to like avoid losing any movement by hitting the side of the boulder. This next room here is gonna show, yeah, like we did a slide push on that first one. We're gonna do more slide pushes, and we're also gonna do push angles. Oh my god, I completely fluffed that. We used a shield there basically to do push value storage, where after we finished, we were in the middle of pushing one of the blocks. We were holding the shield as we did it, and then released the moment that Link started pulling out the shield, but we were already holding the other direction, so it kind of stores our push value. So we start pushing the next one. We don't need to charge up the push, it just instantly starts pushing the next block and saves a little bit of time. Like, the only thing you need to do is just be holding down the shield as you do it, and then just release as soon as the animation ends, and you save a little bit of time by doing that. And here we do another, like, slide push there against that statue. You can do these little slide pushes just to move Link's position ever so slightly whilst locked into the pushing animation. We've had a really good Krenel. We've not taken any damage from any enemies. Managed to avoid all of them. And that's enter Cave of Flames. Enter Cave of like Cave of Flames here is actually going to be incredibly good. Like there, we got the roll lift on the bomb when we placed it initially straight away. That was great. And there, I can't believe I actually got that. So I didn't TAS very many things. I tried to do the human execution for as many things as possible, but if things were taking too many attempts for me to get, I just tweaked a couple of the inputs so that it worked. Like, because I was like a frame off on one of my inputs, I just like slightly adjusted it. But I didn't do any like prior manipulations to try and get things to come out nicely. I just took whatever I was given and went with it. So yeah, that those spiked beetles were pretty nuts. I think you'll be able to see in this that there was no prior manipulation in here to make this better. It wasn't exactly great. You can certainly get a better Helmasaur fight than that. I've certainly got better ones in runs. We got lucky with enemies TAS. I swear I did. Like, I'm not doing prior manipulations to make things come out nicer. It's, okay, the room has been given in this kind of way, I'm going to do the best to try and save time in this room. Oh, yeah. If you're having to do Cave of Flames without the spin, it's awful. So those rolls there looked incredibly sus. I do that in runs all the time. Don't like be like, oh, those rolls looked very tassy. That's just how that room looks, RTA. Don't worry. The rolls get cancelled as soon as you hit the platform, so you just mash roll, and then Link kind of does this really juttery movement like that. Like, super nice movement on the roller bites. So, I'm going to do a more optimal strat here. I'm not going to use the sword. I'm going to do 2 back-to-back rolls and pull that. I have done that before. That is completely humanly viable. It's just really not worth it. You need to do, like, 2 frame-perfect rolls, I think. I don't know if they're frame-perfect. But it's 2 incredibly tight rolls from the moment that you land, and then the second roll. But yeah, that saves a little bit of time because you don't have to use the sword and such. This is just a standard 6-2. There's nothing fancy going on with that out of bounds. And then just really standard chew fight here. That was a pretty fucking sick gold, just to show how kind of badly the human runners are doing this section. Because I think most of that time save was doing that double roll. If you go for that double roll, you could be able to gold this split and like blow everyone else's time out of the water. Because just moving slowly with the sword is really slow. I think it's worth going for. How much time does it take? Does it lose to roll into the block? However long a roll takes, so like half a second. I do go for it, but then I decided to not go for it anymore because I felt like I wasn't getting it enough to make it worth going for. But if you like practice it more, I think you can get it more consistently. In here, we're gonna do... Are we gonna do something similar? Oh yeah, this rollerbike was being an absolute dick. Look at him. Like, you're gonna have to actually slash him out of the way to push this up. We're gonna get quick drop there. I went for the swag roll there. So, you... that strat is humanly viable. We used to do it in a run there. You do a diagonal angle retention, and then on the frame you jump out of the hole, you switch to facing up, and you do diagonal angle retention vertically up out of the hole. Immediately do a roll when you just land right by the pillar and then can pull it out. That is very tight, very difficult, but there's no reason why a human wouldn't be able to do it. The TAS will certainly do it, and that's actually faster than what the TAS currently does. The TAS will do it better. Oh yeah. We do that with boots, so it's way easier to do with boots. But yeah, the idea is what we do with the boots. We had said substitute rolls in there. Yeah, this is just Glee Rock doing Glee Rock things. Did I get any heart drops here? Oh yeah, I got one, and then I was like considering if I should pick it up for the heart RNG, for the heart text box, because we haven't had to pick up hearts at all in the run up to this point. It's really common for people at the high level to get their first heart here in Glee Rock. Anyone who's going for world record or for a top 5, normally their first heart's going to be here. Second phase bottom head is not optimal, no. I don't know how many frames you lose from it. But yeah, I got bottom every single time. I wasn't going to... Yeah, as I said, I'm not going to re-minute... I'm not going to re-record things to change the RNG that you get given. I'm just re-recording whenever I make a mistake. That's what I was doing with this. It's like, okay, I'm going to do a run. Every time I make a mistake, I just rewind 5 seconds, do it again. If I keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, and I'm just not getting the strat that I'm trying to go for, I'm just going to tweak the input values to get it. Especially if it's a strat that I know you can get RTA, I'm just getting incredibly unlucky and I don't want to spend a million years re-recording this. It's not RNG though, it's where you stand. Sort of... RNG determines how long it's going to shoot its fire, and once where you're stood determines where it's going to start, and then which directions it's going to go, but then, like, the RNG tells it how long it's going to go on for. So it could have rotated around more, and that was like an RNG thing, but... So here we got, Krenal Clip coming up. Nothing super fancy going on here. So here we're doing the human strat there to get to the right vertical pixel. TGH found that, that's really nice. So you hit the cliff less often by doing that. It's really nice. Yeah, and then we're going to come down through here. And, of course, we're going to be going for McYeehaw. Why would you not? You can YOLO this and get it. We did get it. So I think the first, when I did try and go for this, I didn't get it, and I went back and tried it again, and I did get it, so yeah. I think it was like the second try to get McYeehaw. And it's basically 50-50, so that's perfectly expected. I was thinking about whether or not I should put a split in at after Chronal Clip, like before on the transition going into McGee Hall. I was considering whether or not we should add a new split there, just to separate the Chronal Clip from the boot split that we're going to be doing now. So people who are playing on Wii U Virtual Console, you want to do a save and quit here with bombs and cane. It's faster, but if you're on any other version, you don't want to do a save and quit. Yeah, so we skipped green sword. Sorry, we skipped red sword. This is the first time that we skipped red sword. This route is actually going to skip red sword twice. Instead of getting it after we do fortress, we're going to get it after droplets instead. So I did some calculations, and we do save like 40 seconds by delaying the sword on this route specifically. One of the issues with doing it in the past was we didn't have an Octo minute, so we had to basically roll the dice with Octo, but that's changed now. We'll get more onto all of the route differences later after the next dungeon. Yeah, the main focus of what is going on right here is we're going to get the mushroom. We hand the mushroom in to get the boots, and then with the boots we can go to the swamp and go to get to Fortress to get the ocarina. And then that's when the run begins. Every single one of these rolls I'm doing into the hole is getting the quick drop. So if you roll from a exact pixel distance away from a hole, when you land on the hole, Link skips his falling animation into the hole and sort of kind of like one frame instantly appears at the bottom of the hole. So that's called the insta drop. So when you're doing your rolls into a hole, you want to practice rolling from an exact distance away, which just gives you a chance of getting that insta drop, which saves a little bit of time. That was a really good RNG bomb drop. I really considered picking that up. But probably getting that would have been slower than getting the bomb drop that we're going to get in Fortress later. Because we don't have sword right now, so we would have to menu to that, and doing a menu right now is dumb because we're about to get the boots and we want a menu to get the boots. Yeah, so about 3 seconds of this time save was just from McGee Hall, and then the rest of the, how many seconds was this? It was 7 faster than the community best. The rest was just movement. Now we're going to go to get the bow. We're going directly to the bow. There's nothing else we want to do here in the swamp. Again, anyone who's seen the route that's existed for the last 6 months, or seen the most recent world record, which is about a 131, none of this is any different so far. All of the route differences from the brand new route that we've established in the last couple days is going to come after the next dungeon. That was a really good Moldoza fight. Still not the best. I really couldn't get that fight any better. It was pretty good RNG, but not optimal. Okay, so this is going to be triple Kinstone Minute in 2p hat. So we get 1, 2, 3 Kinstones here. Look at the sparkle pattern, and then do our movement that's required to this point here. kill that rope so that it's out of the way. Get the P-hat up here. We didn't do any pause buffers there. We've absolutely, like, perfectly timed the release on that. Push the P-hat into position. Get first try clip. Yeah, the P-hat just went into the spot instantly first try. I'm pretty sure that as soon as I got the P-hat up, I did all of that in one recording. This is going to be a fucking ridiculous Enter Fortress time. Yeah. 42-45. Vlak has a 43. This is the only person that has a 43. Everyone else has a 44 or slower. So yeah, here we do a save and quit. And we are going to be doing the RNG manipulation for the lever clip. We're going to clip inside of the armos that's in front of the lever and pull it out. All of the movement here we're doing is part of the RNG manipulation for that. Dash to the left here, roll up, activate that armos, stand in this spot, bonk, clip inside, pull the lever. So all of this we normally do in a run anyway. Here we're going to do kill this Armos with this right RNG manipulation to get the last kinstone that we need. So we got 3 kinstones back in Swamp, and this is the 4th one. So we got the 4 kinstones that we need to give to the Tingle Brothers. We got the key there so that we can go to the back of the dungeon and get the mitts. And then when we got the mitts, we can go to directly to Mazao. We're continuing this RNG manipulation going on. All of that movement was very precise there. We do 3 rolls here, do 2 boot dusts, and then dash to the left here. Then we do this room, roll down like that, and dash to the left. And then here we're going to kill this, this Darkness going to dash because of the RNG that we set up for. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we get the kinstone. That is the red, the R3 kinstone, the kinstone that we're going to give to the stranger. So normally we'd get it from a chest that's coming up in the dungeon, but it's a little bit faster to get it from that Dark Nut instead. And get the roll lift on the bomb there, and yeah, save 3 seconds. Yeah, so here in this section, we're going to go and do Armos clip. We don't need to open the chest because we already got the red kinstone that we were looking for. However, this is where the route difference starts to come into effect. We're going to do another RNG manipulation on the Armos to kill it to give us a red kinstone, a different red kinstone. We're going to use that to get a bottle. We're going to need 2 bottles with fairies when we enter Temple of Droplets. So there we did 6 dashes and 2 sword slashes to get that red kinstone. So we're going to be losing time here. We lose about 6 seconds because it takes 6 seconds to do that extra manipulation. That was closer to 8 seconds actually. But yeah, we 100% need that kinstone there. If we don't get the kinstone there, we can get it earlier on Mount Crenel, but that costs 12 seconds, so it's just better to do it here. We're going to intentionally take a bunch of damage here, because we're going to do a Death Abuse. We're not actually... Okay, so, you may be aware, okay, we're going to do Lake House OG, so that's 1 Death Abuse, where we kill ourselves on purpose to do a glitch. The amount of death abuses in this run has now tripled. We are doing 3. So we need 3 fairies. We need 2 because we're going to do back-to-back ones to get into Droplets and then 1 inside of Droplets. But we're also going to do 1 right before that, but we'll be able to get a fairy immediately afterwards. So we don't need a 3rd bottle. We just need 2 bottles. So yeah, we've got 1 bottle on us already. Where's the second bottle that we're going to get? We're going to get it from the smith, who is the old grandpa that's in your house at the beginning of the game. If we go to him and do a kinstone fusion with him, we're going to give him the red kinstone that we just manipped. He makes a chest spawn nearby to the house that has a bottle in it. 3 death abuses, lost his Skull Sword. Yeah, this is becoming more like a Legend of Zelda speedrun. You know, more death abuses. Only 1, like, come on, you gotta pump those numbers up. So this was a pretty good Mazao fight. I didn't go over it much, but yeah, a lot of the bow action there was absolutely perfect. And lots of intentional taking damage as well. I think that was 1 second faster than Com Gold. Right, so this is where the route really starts to get different. We're going to fuse with Tingle here. But instead of immediately fusing, warping away, we're going to go back to Link's house. So you can't see where the last kinstone is, but it's further down in the menu. It's a red wedge. Or a red arrow. Yeah, so we make sure to talk to Tingle again. When we talk to Tingle, it makes all of the Tingle brothers spawn in. Yeah, we have to slash that bit of some trees there, and then just dash through to the smith. Yep, so this is Eastern Hills, which is the area just to the right of where we are currently, so we're going to exit out of the house and go to that. I didn't time if a save and quit there would be faster. I assume it's not going to be faster. I don't know what that dash movement was, but it's fine. Yeah, so there's our second bottle. Now we've got an empty second bottle and we need to fill it with a fairy, so we're going to do that right now. We're going to walk to town, we're going to fuse with the stranger. That's going to be important way later in the run. It's going to let us get to Palace of Winds without having to go through the graveyard and through Cloud Top, so we can just go directly to the dungeon after we're finished with droplets. And then after we've fused with this guy, who's making the portal appear now, we're going to exit town to the left and we're going to bonk into a tree. That tree has a 15 out of 16 chance of dropping a fairy, which is incredibly high, but all too uncommon that we don't get a fairy from it, but we will be getting a fairy this time. So we filled up 2 bottles with fairies. We're taking damage intentionally here. We want to be on half a heart at most. We're going to dig through this cave to get to the blue Tingle guy and fuse with him. Oh, okay, a little bit of a strat that I'm doing here. I'm playing the Ocarina before fusing with them, and then when I start fusing with them, a text box comes up. It's like, oh, you want to fuse? And then we're closing that text box right as Zephyr hits us. And that means Zephyr grabs us there right before they do another text box, so we save a text box by doing that. Is it worth doing, RTA? Not really. Can you go for it? Yeah. How precise is it? I think it's frame perfect. We're going to do that twice. We're not gonna do it on this guy because there's no point in warping, but we're gonna do it at the pink Tingle guy, which is coming up here. However, we don't have the red sword, so we can't get to this guy. So we're gonna do a complex series of tricks here. We're gonna bonk into that tree to make the Minish portal appear. Now we're gonna do our first death abuse here on the long door. We're gonna use a bomb to die. You'd normally do a setup here to do it, but we're just going to YOLO this and just do a frame-perfect input there to die as we open the door. Then we do the Ocarina glitch. Now with the Ocarina Glitch activated, we jump onto the Minish Portal, which launches us to the left, play the Ocarina to cancel out of the state that we're in, and then once Link's finished playing the Ocarina, we can hop out of that spot up onto this upper area here. Why can't we get to them without the red sword? In the cave that's right below us that we have to go through, we have to push a block which requires making clones, which requires having the red sword. And then, yeah, we did the same trick there with the Ocarina, where we played the Ocarina before talking to them, and it saves a text box. Okay, that was a really intense section there. Now it's just going to go to all of these trees, hit all the switches and get the magic boomerang. The magic boomerang will let us do a glitch in the next dungeon, which lets us skip having to get the flippers. So it's faster to get those kinstones earlier, fuse with all the Tingle Bros just to get the magic boomerang, because the glitch that we're going to do is way faster than having to go and collect all of the books and get the flippers and that incredibly slow section of the game. In the previous route, we used to get the red sword by now, and we would also fight the moblins that would spawn in this area here before activating this ladder, but we can't do that this way round now. So, we saved 2 minutes. We're gonna damage down there. You can clip into the tree there and damage down very quickly there, but then we bonk into this tree to return our health back, to fill up our fairy again, back up to 2 full fairies. 2 fairies and bottles. But we damage down intentionally back down to half a heart because we're going to Death Abuse again. So we killed that Octo so it's not in the way. Gonna do the setup here with the bombs and boots. And then we do the Lake House Ocarina glitch, and then dash over the water to Templar Droplets. You can play the Ocarina either before getting onto the portal, or after you jumped up onto it. You can press R and the Ocarina and it works. So that was a little bit of time lost there. That was like 8 seconds lost to just having to damage down and get another fairy. Do I expect a similarly easy setup to be found for Ranch OG? No, I think we have to do ESLO buffering. TGH was looking into that, and Vlak as well. Vlak said that they couldn't find a nice one to go for and asked if we could do a different route, but there's no other route that's just as fast. You have to learn ESLO buffers, basically. It's not too bad. ESLO buffering isn't too bad. Just assume that I went for the ESLO buffer strat, but I just did it with 0 buffers instead of however many you would need RTA. So Templar Droplets is very different now. Instead of going to get a small key and the big key, we're just getting the big key. And then when we do the save and quit here, we don't need to get the Ocarina glitch when we do the boss door clip. We're just going to do the boss door clip. So we're going to use the boomerang. We hold the boomerang as we activate the door. We walk through the transition without transitioning, and then we can dash down to the bottom of this area here. There's like a... TGH worked out this setup. There's a visual cue that you use there when to know to stop dashing, and then you can roll to the right a couple of times. It perfectly gets us into the room just before so that we can come into here. We'd use the pause buffer to equip the sword and the gust jar, and we can come immediately to Blue Chew. This saves so much time. We don't need to fight the Scissor Beetles. We didn't need to get OG a second time. We don't need to hit the switch and watch the Octo melting cutscene. We don't need to hit the second switch. We just save like 3 minutes by just not having to do loads of cutscenes and stuff. However, the really hard thing is, like, how are we going to get into Octo now? And this is the new trick that has been discovered, and that's going to be Octo Clip. I'm not going to go into too much of an explanation of how Octo Clip works. It involves having to do a Death Abuse, so we do need to damage down whilst in this boss fight. and it uses a relative new glitch that's about a month old that's called Ocarina Boost. What Ocarina Boost basically is that if you shield an enemy, you get knocked back and pushed. You get pushed back as you pull out the shield when you're next to an enemy. If we play the ocarina, the frame after we get the knockback, we slide as we play the ocarina. We're going to use that to be able to slide through a pot that is mid-movement. Because one of the weird things with when the ocarina is being played is any objects that are in mid-motion are intangible. There's no collision. So yeah, you just see there, we're now like 6 minutes ahead because we've just skipped so much content. So here, we've damaged down to half a heart, which is ideal, because we want a death abuse. And this is going to be the setup. So we want to damage down to a quarter heart, actually. We're going to be doing a different setup here. This is going to be Vlak's setup that they discovered. It's far more consistent than what I was working with the other day. We stopped there briefly so that the other pot flew into the stationary pot and broke itself and didn't hit us and kill us. So we're going to come to the top here. We're going to dash down. And that sets up these guys nicely so that we can push this pot, die, and then Ocarina Boost off the second pot. And then the first pot that we pushed clips us into Octo, and then we can roll down and through. That setup is way better than the bomb stuff that we were working out a couple days ago. But yeah, that trick is incredibly difficult and is the hardest trick in the whole run. By far. It won't be the hardest thing out of the stuff that I'm doing in this run, but that's because I'm just doing some really, like, absurdly difficult stuff. Okay, and also, whilst we were doing all of that, we were RNG manipulating Octo. So Octo is manipulated right now, and we're doing the manipulation for it. We did 3 rolls at the beginning there, like to get over to this top left corner. So we know that Octo's on like the good RNG pattern here by watching the rocks as they fell in that first part. And here it's just a scripted pattern. Octo always does those exact movements. We do this set number of rolls here, light the tail, do 3 more rolls. Then we're going to watch the rock pattern drop. And it turns out that this will work if you do 8, 9, 10, or 12 rolls. And we did 9. We could have done any number of the one that I said, and it works here. It's quite a big range to be able to get 0 ink with this manipulation. So a lot of effort's been put into this section here, the last 2 minutes. And that is a sub-hour water element, which anyone who's been around in this game for a while and knows kind of what the timings are in the speedrun, not very long ago, getting a sub-hour ocarina was an exceptional feat. So getting a sub-hour water element just goes to show how much has been discovered this year. It has been an incredible amount of time saved that we found. It's about 7 to 8 minutes of time saved this year alone. Right, so we've got the green sword right now. We need to have the blue swords to be able to get past the first room in the next dungeon. So we're gonna go and upgrade our sword twice, back to back. And this saves so much time. We save like 40 seconds by delaying getting the red sword until after this dungeon. So Vlak did some timing for this and figured out that we can, after we get the red sword, we can do a save and quit. And it reloads the room faster by doing that than if we were to leave and re-enter the room. Because we would have to create clones and open the door and then go back in. which is all rather slow. I'm not sure what the perfect time to do the save and quit is. We need to create clones once here. We can either save before or after, I don't think it matters. I think it might actually be better to do it before. Because we're going to respawn back at right in front of the tablet. I think it's faster to save and quit just beforehand. Did I do a menu before coming into here? Because we left the dungeon, we left droplets with Boots and Ocarina. Yeah, I think I did an extra menu unnecessarily. Okay, time save that you should note here. Come and get the red sword without doing a menu to get, to select the red sword, and then when we do the save and quit, equip red sword, and then do the save and quit, and then you do all of these clone sections back to back here, and we just cut out a pause by doing that. Silly from me not noticing that before. So yeah, we are going to be losing time here because we had to not get one sword upgrade, but two, so we lose about a minute here. So we're going to go for Ocarina glitches here. Obviously all of these are going to be first try. And then we enter droplets. Sorry, enter enter palace. Naming dungeons correctly. Yeah, like a sub 104 enter palace. That's absolutely ridiculous. But the run hasn't resynced back up to where it is to be comparable to what the previous route has, because we still haven't done the Moblin fight and the cutscene that's associated with that. So that's another minute loss that we're gonna get after this dungeon. Yeah, I don't think I do anything super fancy in this dungeon. I think I just does everything perfectly. Here we're gonna get the wizard fight for the cape. Got like double heart RNG on the right hand side, that's pretty nuts. Yeah, that was like a second faster than community best. I think Aridna's got that community best at the moment. This room has a slightly more optimal way of doing it, but it's just so incredibly inconsistent. I don't even think like it's even viable. Like, it's just so random. You could go for not falling off here, but fell off before. It saves like half a second. Not exactly sure how worth it's going is. Should have probably gone for it. Yeah, if you're fast enough in this room, you can grab that skull whilst the switch is activating. I always try and go for it, but I nearly never get it. I think I've got it once or twice before. Here we just do the Wurble Hop. Not really explaining the stair clip much, but yeah, we can dash with a pixel precise. Even it has to be like sub-pixel perfect. Not exactly sub-pixel perfect, but it involves having to have nice sub-pixels. Oh yeah, here we're gonna do Ocarina Boost again, but with a specific setup here, like so. And that skips the layer transition on that staircase, and we're now out of bounds, so we can skip the section that we just went through, that we were going to normally go through. You'd normally jump through a bunch of clouds and stuff, and instead we just we skipped all of that and dashed directly to the end. That saves like 2 seconds if you get it first try. Sort of, kind of, almost human viable. Really fucking epic fight there. That chain soldier spot was just amazing. Really glad that I got that. Yeah, getting by the way, doing the cutscene OG in that room is now no longer faster, no matter how optimally and perfectly you do it. Wait, he did get it? I mean, yes, sure, it's humanly viable. Like, yeah, you can get it. It's just difficult. And it's not really worth it because 2 seconds on this split, it's not worth it. It's really not worth going for. Did I run into an enemy? I'm pretty sure I didn't, like, it didn't lose any time by doing so, because we were probably on a timer or something. Yo, Kato, how's it going? That was 5 seconds faster than community best, that into Georg. So yes, definitely improvable. I say 2 seconds faster, maybe it's more than that for the Ocarina Boost. We're going to do a Georg fight here. This fight's pretty good, I think. I think this is actually better than Semi's one. Really fucking tight there. You have to, yeah, make sure to slash in the right direction so that you don't slash against the blue Georg and get knocked off the edge. Kill those greens so they're out of the way. And then just, fingers crossed, get good RNG here. Nice. Yeah, iBot just said that you did the Ocarina Boost. Oh, with Keezy. I see. Wait, how much time did that save? Oh, it didn't. It was like exactly tied with Semi's one. I think it was like point something faster. I swear I timed it to be faster. Oh yeah, and also at the beginning of that fight, I did a menu, which Semi doesn't, so that you have to take into account that this is faster, and it also did an extra menu. Okay, this is another, like, minute of time loss that's going to happen here. We have to go to fight the moblins now. And we have to do this ridiculously jank fight. There's no nice setup for this. Link is just going to be weirdly going up and down this ladder. And the moblins kind of move wherever they want to go, so you have to improv this fight each time, which sucks. Yeah, I've not thought about the rando applications for any of these glitches like Ocarina Boost and, yeah, Ocarina Boost in Palace and Ocarina Boost in Veil Falls. Oh, you can't even do it in Veil Falls because there's no slow trigger. Never mind. So this cutscene is so very slow, and we want to skip this as much as possible. We can skip this if we can skip the first room of Palace, the one where we need the blue sword. to push a block that was like requires 3 clones. If we can, or like 3 links pushing it, 2 clones. If we can get past that block somehow, we can skip this Moblin fight, because the Moblin fight only spawns after we activate the red sword. But if the first time we get the red sword is also when we're getting the 4 sword, we don't need to ever go to that watch that cutscene. So yeah, we can save a huge amount of time just by skipping that first block. That's one of the big next time saves that is theoretically possible. Or not theoretically, it's like theorized that it would save us time if it was possible. It's more like a hypothesis than a theory. We don't know if it's possible yet. As far as we're aware, it's not, but all we need to do is find a way of doing it, and then it's doable. Have you seen what happens if you ocarina boost into a tree? The ocarina continues playing when you enter. That's interesting. Is it like when you ocarina glitch and then walk into a staircase, where it just keeps on playing as you like walk down and into the next room? Also, I think something very similar is going to happen in DHC. So there is some things... No, I think there's pretty much just one thing that I'm going to do, which you probably won't see people do in any percent runs. Like, ever. This thing that I'm going to do will save 3 seconds, and it requires 2 separate frame-perfect tricks. So, yeah, it's not exactly worth going for. Moblin Ocarina Boost. No. No Moblin Ocarina Boost today. No, we actually got the Moblin to play nice, so we just did the setup for the stair clip. It's going to come up in a second. You'll be able to see. Little bit faster movement here on this cutscene walk. You only need to do 1 roll and then do like that movement like that. TGH has been doing that recently. Relatively consistent if you practice it enough. We cut out a roll. It saves a smidge. Less than a second, but it's faster certainly to do it like this. Yeah, that's enter DHC. Really? We lose like 1 minute 10? It's not nice. Yeah, then we get perfect stair clip. Moblin staying out of the way for us. Go for the YOLO roll there. You wouldn't normally do a roll there. You'd do a dash because the dash is more consistent. But if you can do a frame perfect roll, you just clip through instantly. So that's kind of worth doing because the roll is faster. 1 roll is faster than dashing the equivalent distance. That Moblin hitting us there, I think is the last time an enemy hits us. Is it the last time we take damage? I think so, unless I wasn't paying attention in VAT E3. Oh yeah, here, I'm not sure if it's faster to do a roll down. I've always done a roll down before and then charge the sword. I don't know if it's faster to slash your sword immediately entering that room in diagonal. It's certainly safer to do the roll down. I never get the Moblin get in the way. That Moblin was getting in the way that time. Look at these reverse moderns, by the way. That was a leftward modern. Disgusting. Imagine doing modern. Not even like a rightwards modern, which we're all incredibly used to, but a leftwards modern. That is just unclean. However, it's optimal. Well, what's actually optimal is to just do whatever OG is you're most comfortable with. How much time did I save here? 6 seconds faster than community best. So certainly able to save a lot of time there. Conceptually, it's no different. There's no difference between them. There's some slight differences to how Link clips inside of these stairs. It is slightly different depending on which direction you're going. We do find the right ones a bit different. There is absolutely a difference, but it's mostly irrelevant. Learn it leftwards. Oh. It's because everyone learns OG when you enter droplets. So you enter from the left, or like that first OG that you do in droplets. The staircase is on the right hand side, so you're coming it from the left. So it's better to do a rightwards modern. So everyone learns that way and then just does it for the rest of the run. And these are like perfect jumps here. PK was saying earlier is the reason why they've got Com Gold on this is because they go for the YOLO one jump there instead of doing the more consistent multiple jumps. But they've only got Com Gold by 0.1 seconds behind, like, I'm 0.1 behind them. It's actually like 0.04 actually. It's actually incredibly close. And the time difference, like, he saves like 2 seconds because he's playing on Wii U Virtual Console. So that's kind of where the time save is for them. Okay, here. Cutscene OG. We play the Ocarina. We had to do... I'm going to break that down for you. We had to play the Ocarina, frame perfectly when the Darknut died. And then, whilst the thing goes on... Oh my god, okay, yeah. Yeah, we skipped the Darknut cutscene, basically. That did not split at the point that I thought it was going to split, but never mind. That's an inaccurate split, don't worry about that. I just didn't figure out where it was going to split properly. But yeah, that requires 2 frame perfect inputs. We had to do, not only did we have to do the cutscene OG, but then we had to play the Ocarina again to cancel the Ocarina glitch. And what was the next frame perfect input is that we needed to press start frame perfectly before the cutscene started. And then we could do a save and quit. And if we paused before the cutscene started, but after doing the cutscene OG, then the blue warp has loaded in, and the flag has been set that the blue warp needs to be there. That's the important thing. The flag has been set, and we can save and quit. So that strat saves 3.5 seconds. Is it worth going for? Fuck no. Not for 3.5 seconds of time save. Where were we before? Yeah, so overall, in that whole thing, we saved 4 seconds. Like, if we just aggregate this. I'm doing my manip here. Just to show you how good, if you get this Dark Knight fight perfectly, this is how much you can gold the split over what community gold is. Vlak's move, section, like Vlak's manip Darknut fight is nowhere near as fast as mine. Mine's about 5 seconds faster, but I just didn't get it in my run. So yeah, that was perfect Darknut fight. That was only 1 second faster? Okay. Did I get a good Darknut fight? Yeah, I was at the top of the room. Yeah, I'm not sure then. I swear I should be, like, that was a 101, wasn't it? Wait, no, that was a 104? I can definitely improve that. My gold's like a 102. I thought I got a 101 in this, but I got a 104. That's, yeah. I can definitely save 2 to 3 seconds. Get an extra heart here. Yep, this is just Vati 1 minute. Use the Gust Shell when it does its blue. Or I did all of Vati 1 in one go, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, I do believe I got this in one go. Vati 2, did I get this in one go as well? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I don't remember splitting this up at all. Oh yeah, I did this actually a little bit badly. Like, I just forgot to do one of the boot cancels coming up here. Yeah, like there I just missed a boot cancel. It doesn't matter because my minips are really lenient. Vati 2 minip is incredibly lenient in my minip. You can make a lot of mistakes and it will still work. There we go. Lost 2 seconds because, yeah, not optimal fight. I do believe my Vati 2 is ever so slightly slower than Vlak's. Mostly because I do a more consistent setup at the end there. I try and get a Vati 3 minute going. I believe I worked out that this was 2 rolls right. It's roughly like that. Like, I basically continue the manipulation going here, and I do 2 rolls right when I get into Vati 3. And then that should get the good arm to go in the ground quickly. Yeah, so it's 4 rolls in this room, and then we dash. Up, dash here, and then 1 more roll. And then dash up in this room. Yeah, so there's the fast arm. There's the, I did not get the portal items first try. I think the first one I got, like, after a couple of tries. The second one just took so long. I had to eventually just, like, task the right input for it because it was just being stupid. But yeah, like, we're so fast with that, we're actually waiting for the arm to, like, it hops up in the air and then lands. We're actually waiting at the entrance, waiting for it to land on us to spawn us inside the arm. And then it's just, yeah, it's just the tennis stage of Vati 3. Nothing fancy going on here. This looks like RNG manipulation. It's not, I'm just mashing. Yeah, this is all, like, auto-scroller. You can't adjust how much time this costs or saves. But yeah, you can see what the final time is now, by the way. Yeah. So we thought that the actual any percent task was going to be a 126. This was a human theory task, so it's just doing human viable strats, doing them very good, doing a lot of stuff that you would probably never see a human actually be able to pull off in a run, but going for at least anyway. So Tompa's actual task is going to be way faster than this when we actually get to it. But just as an example, enter Cave of Flames 2820. Darkies enter Cave of Flames is a where is this? I want to get the value correct. 2824. This is 4 seconds faster than Darkie's run. Tompa's task currently has a 26-minute enter Cave of Flames. That's 2 minutes faster than this. This is 4 seconds faster than Darkie at enter Cave of Flames. The actual task is 2 minutes faster. That's just an example of how much more optimal the task is going to be. This could be sub 120 a task. I have no idea how good it will actually be, but it's really hard to tell. But yeah, it's going to be incredibly impressive to see like how low we can get this to go. Will we ever see a human do a 126 on this route? No. Fuck no. Will we get a sub 130? Possibly. Being within 4 minutes of the human theory task would be insane. It will be actually insane. This new route is so incredibly difficult. There's so many difficult things that we're going to have to do. We have to do Lon Ranch, Death Abuse, the Ocarina glitch, and like doing the portal jump is easy. We do that in Hunter all the time. But like the Death Abuse on the Lon Ranch door it's not too bad if you practice Eslo buffering. Octo Clip Inside of Droplets is a fucking mess. It's horrifically bad. People who've been around in this community for a very long time will remember about 3 years ago, there used to be a route called Bracelet Skip, which skipped getting the power bracelets in order to... because you needed the power bracelets in Palace of Winds. We've discovered newer glitches like Stair Walk, Stair Clip, and Werble Hop that lets us avoid having to use the power bracelets in Palace. But back then, the only glitch that we had that could do that was Cutscene Ocarina Glitch. We had to do 2 back-to-back. So that really only people who were going for world record would go for that kind of route. We're seeing the same thing happen here. You're only ever going to be going for this route if you're going for world record. And I only see 2 people that are close enough to world record at the moment that it's actually worthwhile for them to go for. No one else at the moment is anywhere close to that. Boomerang Skip next. Boomerang Skip would be incredible. That would save so much time. Yeah, my predictions of what do we manage to... what are the next skips going to be? My top 3 would be... Blue Sword Skip at Palace entrance. That would save so much time. Because of just being able to do swords and everything in completely different order. Boomerang Skip. Being able to get to the lantern in droplets without having to get the boomerang would also save a huge amount of time. And then the other thing would be Mushroom early. If we can get to the Mushroom without getting the cane, that would help us so much, because we would be able to get boots before going to Cave of Flames. And if we can get boots before going to Cave of Flames, we can get the Ocarina before going to Cave of Flames. There's got to be a better way to get to Blue Chew. Yeah, it's something that we've looked into so much. Like Lily Clip. Lily Clip is a possibility if we can get over to that area without the flippers and without the power, the magic boomerang as well. But yeah, currently the minimum requirements to get to Blue Chew from the entrance of droplets is we either need the flippers or we need the magic boomerang, or we also need the lantern itself. If we have the lantern before getting the lantern, we can get to Blue Chew with using the lantern to Ocarina to boss door clip. The only two items that let us do boss door clips is magic boomerang and lantern. But yeah, if we can get the lantern before the lantern, we can get the lantern early. It doesn't make much sense, but that's the thing. If you had the lantern early, if we somehow managed to get the lantern before fighting Blue Chew, we've probably broken the game so incredibly wide that we wouldn't even have to go to droplets. We would just do some kind of ridiculous route that finishes the game in 20 minutes or whatever, I don't know. Because you're effectively giving yourself an item away from the location that is actually located at. Some kind of item chest manipulation, inventory manipulation, or something like that. That would completely... It's something that we can't even comprehend, like what it would look like or entail. So... yeah, why do we need the lantern in the first place? We need the lantern to be able to fight Octo. Why do we need to fight Octo? Because it's got one of our elements. And why do we need the elements? Because that's the only way to get to Dark Hyrule Castle. We need to give all of the elements into the Sanctuary. That gives us the Four Sword, and having the Four Sword flag gives us means that when we go into Hyrule Castle, it's Dark Hyrule Castle, and then we can finish the game. So yeah, the real golden goose, the real like what's it, holy grail of this speedrun is finding a way of getting the Four Sword without having to get all of the elements, or any kind of way into Dark Hyrule Castle without elements, which seems like Four Sword. Getting Fire Rod in vanilla. If we can get Fire Rod in vanilla, is what I said before. It's chest manipulation. It's some kind of chest or inventory manipulation. We wouldn't just give ourselves a Fire Rod. We would give ourselves the Four Sword and then just go into DHC. Sure, we could give ourselves the Fire Rod alongside it, but the Fire Rod on itself wouldn't be super handy. Like with that, we would, if we could give ourselves one item and one item alone, we wouldn't give ourselves the Fire Rod. We would give ourselves the Four Sword. That saves more time. Because doing all of DHC is faster than having the Fire Rod and being able to do all of the other dungeons very quickly and then doing DHC very quickly. Just like if we can just give the Four Sword, then we only need to do DHC. So yeah, where does this like diverge? I think it diverges at Ocarina. Is it Ocarina? I think it is. So yeah, at Ocarina, this run is about 45 seconds ahead of world record. That's just the amount of optimization that this run has done over world record. One of the big time savers was Enter Fortress. Yeah, pretty sure Enter Fortress. Yeah, this is Vlax's gold here. We beat it by like 9 seconds. Just with a better p-hat clip. Please stop recording. Yeah, and okay, this run kind of also shows like we've got about 10 seconds of time save in Dark Road Castle over community bests. But yeah, that's what I've been working on today. So how much does this route save over the previous route? That is the question that we kind of all want to know. How much lower can the world record feasibly go? Again, like 40... I did some calculations of this. We saved like 47 seconds or something over world records up to where the route divergences actually occur. And then we ended up finishing like 7 minutes ahead or something. But it, with the other calculations, did I actually like write this down anywhere? Did I have it on a piece of paper here somewhere? It's not there. Is it this one? No, I can't remember. Maybe did I just do it in my head on the calculator? Yeah, I definitely didn't write it down on this one. No, definitely not. Yeah, so it's not 4 minutes of time save over world record. It's I think it was 2.5 for Octo Clip, and then like 45 seconds for the red sword change, which comes out to be like just over 3 minutes, 3:15, 3.25 minutes maybe. Did I not calculate this before? Yeah, okay, so depending on how optimally you want to do this, it's probably going to be, like, optimally 3 minutes time save. So we could see the world record go down to, like, a 128. I don't ever see it going below a 128, to be honest. Like, I think a 129 is where it could go down to and sit. It's going to be a lot of hard work to get it to there, and I think if anyone does get a 129, they would have had to grind so hard to get it that it may not be worth going much lower than that. Cool. Will I be doing this route? No. hell no, never, not in a million years. I do not care about this anymore. I would not be doing Octo Clip ever. I say ever. I don't ever see myself going for it. I don't think... I really don't want to come back to this category anytime soon anyway. However, I am willing to go, like, to look into strats and stuff to try and figure out more consistent ways of doing things, but actually doing runs of this, and no thanks. Other categories exist, and other categories are better. For example, Fire Rod, Glitchless, and Hundo, they're all way better categories. In fact, Hundo, the work that TGH has been doing on the Octo Minute has given me more hope about the Hundo Minute, and I'm going to try and make a Hundo Minute that's actually consistent. And then be doing that in runs. It shouldn't be too difficult. Oh yeah, that was one thing I forgot to talk about. The back in Dark Hero Castle, you were asking about the blue warp ocarina glitch that we do. Cutscene OG. Yes, so how it works is we do the cutscene OG, the frame that the Darknet dies, so that like it freezes time, and then we play the ocarina again, and then as soon as Link finishes playing the ocarina, we need to do a frame perfect pause so that we can save and quit. If we don't pause frame perfectly there and we miss the opportunity to open the menu, it will go immediately into the cutscene, and then we watch the whole cutscene. It's like it loses time over not going for it by like 5 seconds, because we have to do both the like the menu for going for it, oh, you're talking about the time loss from failing it, the extra equip. Yeah. Yeah, it's the fact that we need to do two extra menus, because you do one menu to equip the ocarina. And then if you fail it, you have to unequip the ocarina and equip the sword and cape again. And yeah, you have to do this absolutely perfectly, and you save 3.5 seconds over watching the cutscene. So the amount of difficulty it is to go for versus how much time you actually save for going for it, that's why we don't actually see people going for it. Yeah, it's like really minimal time loss and really minimal time gain, and very difficulty, and that combination means that it's not worth going for. It's not exactly free for to go for. On average, you will not be saving time. It's back-to-back frame perfect inputs. Octo Clip is 1. Octo Clip is 1 frame perfect input. There's a little bit of setup beforehand that you need to get right, and then afterwards there's a roll that you need to get right as well, and if you don't get that, then you fail it and you have to try and do the whole thing again, but that roll is far more consistent. It's like 4 frames. But Octo Clip saves 2 minutes, whereas this saves 3 seconds. Yeah, this was just a short stream from me. I'm not gonna be doing anything more. I was just working on this and wanted to get this out. I was gonna record a video of it, but then decided to just stream my reaction to it. I knew what this final time... Wait, was this exactly what I timed it was going to be? 1:26:18. I have 0.74, but this is 0.83. Interesting. Oh yeah, the DHC big key. Was it DHC big key? No, Black Knight. That was it, Black Knight. This was incorrectly timed. It's supposed to be a 1:18:49, which was... $13 seconds faster? What's 13 added to 24? 37? Yeah, okay, so it actually lost a little bit of time over the perfect Black Knight, but that's probably because of movement and stuff that I did. Yeah, I know, at the beginning you were like, oh, it's going to be a 1:26, and I was like, wait, how did you work that out from the timing? I thought, okay, so originally, the file that I was using to record this from was like it was a full run that went to like 1:34 or something like that, and I edited that, so that's why I thought that the end time was going to be 1:34. I didn't realize that when I got to the end of this, I just truncated the end of the movie and I cut it all off, so that the time was actually the exact time that it finished at. Yeah, and you spotted that, and I wanted the finish time to be a surprise, so that's why I said it wasn't going to be a 1:26 when you said, wait, is it going to be a 1:26? Yeah, are there just any notable splits that I should point out that I saved a ton of time on? I mean, just showing here versus community best, it's like the Vati fights are pretty much exactly smack on. Being within a second of fucking Semi's V3 is insane in the first place, so like I couldn't get a better Vati 3 than that. I don't know what Semi was on when they got that. That was insane. But yeah, it's all pretty much time saves. And then just kind of like really janky stuff here. It's fluctuating a lot because it's all just route different stuff that we can't really do a direct comparison on. But yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's it. That's gonna be it for me. It's American Thanksgiving today, isn't it? It's Thursday. So yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everyone who is American. Yeah, is gonna be it from me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys around.